UFF? Easy going, they only killed 50 people.
Of course, he was foolish to do that in LVF territory.
Named by a feckin' INLA bomb he was.
Nice attack with UDA.
Heavens, the UVF came for them and that was that sort
The IRB's dead and gone.
And he was. Red Hand Commando ran him to the
Well,
ground.
you know the provost blew up the whole store
Real
with this.
IRA? Young lads. Didn't know how big to make the bomb.
A poet told the story of a boy walking into a house, shooting a man as he ate his breakfast, an Ulster fry, and then turning to his wife and saying, "Sorry, ma'am." To understand Northern Ireland, you have to realise a strange war was fought here. It had no heroes, no defining battles, only casualties. People died defending their daily lives, not always their causes. The trouble with the Troubles is that you can't put a border between neighbours. But then the story was told again, this time better. They flew in jets, typed up a ceasefire, and told us that it was all over now. The past is in the past. Let it sleep. This is Belfast. And this is a Belfast story.
Lost years. And still echoes.
Right this way, sir. The Chief Constable wanted to brief you personally about the scene.
I staked out this house years ago. So many cold, rainy nights. Always raining.
This way, sir.
Ah, James. So glad you could make it. Come inside. You too,
Damien, sir.
What we have here is a gruesome, motiveless murder of an old pensioner, to make matters worse.
Pardon, sir, but this address has history.
Well, yes, the connection was never proven, so we'll have to leave that. Wouldn't want to start the press on political bias again, would we? Now, the important thing is you apply all your undoubted skills to finding the killer and dealing with any of the intricacies this case may present.
Now I see why I've been plucked off the scrap heap. The problem's raised its ugly head, eh? And the motives go way back, deep. And that gets out, you need someone for damage control. Someone who's about to disappear anyway. Someone about to retire. Someone like me.
You know what your problem is, James? You have exactly the wrong kind of intelligence. You're too clever just to take orders. You have to look behind them. But then you're not smart enough to benefit from your knowledge. No wonder you're the last of your stubborn kind. Still, I know you'll do a splendid job. Show us around then, Damien.
The body was found upstairs. The neighbours reported an explosion at approximately 4 a.m. It was in an empty room on a chair surrounded by nails.
Messy. Very messy. I'll find him.
Show James the lead, Damien.
In the unused bedroom, a great deal of money was found, and a note. The note read, "Official receipt for expenses, £250,000 removed from known criminal revenue." And scrawled below it was the word justice.
Did you count the rest?
£500,000 remain.
Well, you can add that to your sob story. They took a third of his pension.
I'm going to leave you to get on with your work, James. I'm assigning Damien here to assist you with any legwork or paper filing. Any resources you need, consider them yours. I have to be away. I have a small speech to prepare.
There was two of them.
How do you know?
A lot of nails to carry up the stairs. And one of them had to watch your man while the other dug the money out.
Couldn't that have been done afterwards?
After the explosion? You don't hang around after a bang like that. They crouched in the garden, waiting for something. My guess is the old man got up regularly. They were waiting for a light.
What makes you think he was awake when they came?
The bed sheets weren't ruffled. Nobody was dragged out of that bed. No. They waited for a light. And they melted the bolt and charged up the stairs.
Then what happened?
They tied him to the chair.
Tied?
Aye. Why else would he have been so close to the blast? It also fits the executionary style. You the nail bomb. That was his weapon of choice back in the day. These boys were sending a message.
After that, the money?
Aye. One of them would have stood over him, while the other went to look for the money.
What kind of justice is that?
This is Belfast.
Sir.
Are you coming?
I'm sorry, sir. It's just that you need to know. There's been a murder. I've just taken the call. An elderly IRA veteran was killed in his home. It was a bomb.
Oh, not now.
The chief constable says he'll sit on it for as long as he can.
Oh, this can't happen again. We've suffered enough.
I thought you'd want to know right away.
Of course. We must reassure the people that no matter what the consequence, we are not going backwards. I'm building on a foundation of peace, but it will crumble quickly.
I'll begin drafting right away.
You want me to have Eamon take a look?
Aye, you better. I know this is a land of my own making, but I need time to change it.
I know. And we don't need old enemies picking off old friends.
This could be worse. This could be the start of something new. Walking with the ghosts.
Sir?
Every week, I come here to face the ones I failed to save.
Not your fault, sir.
It reminds me of what's really important. Not the battles, not the politics. The people. You see, I count corpses, not causes. All I want is a bright new day in my city. We're living in the shadows of the past.
Ah, now, come on, sir. We're not going back there. And, sir, listen. It wouldn't surprise me if IRA deal with us before we get a chance to.
That's what I'm afraid of. Another war.
Get in, will you? Well, as you can see, I've stopped walking my son to school. It's a dangerous world out there.
I saw him once. He was coming out of court after the amnesty. I was on the beat, holding back the victims' relatives. Never seen such contempt writ large in someone's face.
So someone is definitely hunting down ex-IRA men.
Someone with a grievance and a sense of irony.
You sound as if you think something like this could be justified.
Vigilantes can never be justified.
You're a man of odd principle.
Just a man of principle. Not too many of them around, that's all.
So, been a while since you's come looking for me. You must be needing something done.
Aye. You've heard about the killings?
Who hasn't? Except those that don't matter.
What do you reckon?
Could be nothing. Could be a paramilitary feud. One death in this city is either unnoticed or the start of some shitestorm. Anyway, you didn't come here for my political assessment. What do you want?
I want you to take a look around. Check out the usual Egypts.
Warn them off? Or just tell yous all about it?
Just call in, Eamon. We're in a different business these days.
You enter the alley from hereabouts, one of these houses. You never would have ventured further that way. He knew someone in here.
Now, how could you be knowing that? It's just the same all the way along the street.
I remember the makeshift barricades were just down there. It took the army 2 years to work up the nerve to move them. Well, that side, nothing. A few yards this way, him and his friends are pelting you with Molotov cocktails.
Shall we go house to house then? Question the residents?
Lot of joy, you'll get there. Police will know it's already here. Oh, they look after their own, or try. They knew his escape route.
And what does that tell you?
What does that tell me? It tells me that someone's cleaning house. And they're bloody good at it. But they'll make a mistake. Angry people always do. Anything I can do for you, sir?
I thought we might have a quick word. Better handled informally. Oh, and I appreciate you calling my office about the unpleasantness. It's always good to hear about these things early in the day.
Of course, sir.
We mustn't let things get out of hand. We're sculpting hope from ashes. It's a delicate process that can bear no interruption.
I've chosen the best man for the job. He'll see it through.
Discretion?
Personified.
We must explain to the world that Northern Ireland will not descend into violence again. You won us this peace and will maintain it. These are your people.
They're hunting you, Colin. They're going to kill you.
Colin, love, we've discussed this. Those people who died had retired. They had no protection. I've kept busy in case this sort of thing ever happened. And I've contacts keeping an eye out for us. They won't get me. Colin! I'm going into work with Kelly, love. When I'm gone, call the police. Tell them you thought you heard someone tampering with a car, and then take Mary and get a taxi to your sister's. Kelly? Yeah, it's me. I need a spin. Right now, yeah? They think they're so smart, these boys. Reckoning I would drive my car without checking it proper? It's not that easy. You know, if it were me against some sophisticated target, I'd have gone for a roadside.
If it was me, I'd never have gone near a car again. But then you never think it'll be you.
I can't have it. The press are going wild. I want this bloody mess cleared up. And I want an assurance we are not going back there. None on my watch.
Sir, it's difficult to discern a clear pattern, especially without laying blame on loyalists because all the victims were ex-IRA.
That isn't good enough. I want these people caught. Now, I think you have a theory, James. You tell me. We're talking internment conditions, remember them? I will take anyone off the street, evidence to follow later.
That is not going to work, and you know it.
Just fine, my man. Give me my peace back.
I've spent half my life cleaning up bloody messes. Some committed for causes, some for revenge, some for fun. I know these people, I will find them.
All right, all right. What have you got?
Well, the only pattern we can see is the victims. They're all IRA. That would indicate loyalist vengeance, but they're not even celebrating.
So that leaves us with a highly motivated, previously unknown force.
Oh, I still think this is a private vendetta. I just can't figure out why they're targeting the whole IRA. Most people have a specific grudge.
Well, if a specific grievance cannot be found, then are we going to assume it's political?
I could be wrong. Maybe somebody is trying to restart the war.
What then?
God help us.
How'd you party?
Eamon? Been a while? What brings you back to the East Streets?
I'm thinking someone might be crossing the water. Any sign of young ones making a move?
No. I still keep my watch. Maybe a few years since everything went quiet, but I'm staying vigilant. Ain't seen anything.
Anything?
Nah. Them and stay on their side of tracks. Haven't been over-enforced in a while. Or would have raised the alarm.
Not a soul? You're sure?
No. We keep watch, night and day, so we do.
Dead on.
There's a nice jacket, mate. Aye, too nice for an old shite like yourself.
Bloody peace. This city used to be too hard for the likes of him.
Won't start again, sir. No chance.
You think not?
I will see. No. If it's possible. I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Sinead, you're still the only woman who can hold my eye.
Sure now, Owen. You've always known what you want, and I was a close second.
Oh, I ever think of all the fun we had.
Oh, you've moved on. And up, I see.
But you're not going to the politics game yourself. The door's always open.
I have too much baggage. And my life's the better for it.
Why violence? Why is that always our lot? Revenge leads to revenge. No one is ever happy until they're grieving again. We need something new. Not just the same tired old thing. Please, God. Not always the same tired old pattern. For years, I chased every agent with a bomb. Orange or green. Now they're forcing me out. Sending me to deal with this last whimper of the Troubles. None of our rising stars want to be associated with that. There's no change in the world when what you want is what you can't have. But a peace would be nice. No, there's nothing for it. I can't see beyond the IRA connection.
So will you bring in the usual loyalist suspects?
Nah. They were never capable of something like this, even at their height. We need reinforcements, though. We'll protect the IRA boys who might become targets. All that. Look into those wiretaps I was talking to you about.
If you dash back to the office, somebody messed up an application for some case files. So sorry, sir. I should be back in a tick, though.
How long have you gone?
I said it was paperwork, so not too long.
How is our old friend?
I'm keeping a close eye on him, as you said to. Drop him home at night. Linger thereabouts to make sure he doesn't go anywhere else. He's with me from morning on.
And you're keeping a list of everyone he talks to? Every file he looks into, every piece of paper he signs?
Aye, sir. He doesn't seem much interested in paperwork, so I do most of it anyway.
Good. You understand, this may all have to go away very quickly.
Aye. It'll be easy done.
Stick terribly close to him. I'm afraid he may find those responsible and then be so overcome with morality, he won't hand them over to their, fate. You'll have to step in very quickly if he shows any sign of going native.
Why did you choose him, sir?
All my connections are generally with the other side. He knows the loyalist militias. Was around when their informers were managed. He's from the same community as these Avengers. There are not many left in the force, but that can be said of. And my sympathies lie entirely with the New Order. No sense mixing worlds. It complicates things.
Aye, what about himself? Don't put him through that again. He'll be back in a minute.
Your man's a million miles away. Murder's past or present, what do you reckon?
Makes no difference to James. He knows what all those lads did. Or thinks he does.
Don't knock the man. He has a heart of gold.
He certainly has, but sure, what's he got to show for it?
You didn't know him when he was young and fierce. I remember one time the whole street exploded, and he still managed to clip the heels of the guilty lad.
Aye, and inconclusive evidence. Got your man off, and he still got his house bombed for his troubles.
The world has strange ways of paying back.
And now the news. 3 elderly men from different Belfast addresses have all been reported missing. All 3 have been tried for offences during the Troubles, but not convicted. Among them is a prominent Republican spokesman with long-standing...
That's me away, lads.
...information in regards to these disappearances.
I wonder what he get his man this time.
Well, here's to this time.
Here's to this time.
It's a long way to come looking for missing Belfast.
Aye, well, we're looking for a spokesman. This is where he did his speaking. Jeez. Imagine being lectured on your moral failings by a terrorist.
I'm sorry, Kevin. Some people just don't know when the war's over. I will when I get a hold of them, no, so they will.
I'm haunted, Owen. Past is too strong for me. I need to come clean, be rid of it.
Past is the past. Let it sleep.
It's not sleeping, it's consuming me.
Calm yourself. You're safe with me.
You can't defend me against my conscience.
You have a duty to your former comrades as well.
They're here. I think they're all dead. Shit.
course they're here. Of course they're dead. These boys know their history. Know their message.
So this is where they made the old film condemning the Brits shoot to kill policy.
And a point. Shoot to kill should never have been the policy of any civilized government.
Three more bodies. It's an epidemic. If it wasn't for the remoteness of this godforsaken place, we'd have the press here all over us.
I know. There's something I'm missing. But I will find them.
You miss the point, James. You speak as if we're operating in a vacuum. The fact that only some sort of miracle is preventing a general panic has obviously eluded you.
That is not happening. Because this time, everybody knows that those being killed have blood in their hands.
Are they less entitled to our protection, then?
No. But they may be facing more than we're able to protect them from.
Fancy supper, please?
Some vinegar?
Careful.
Some vinegar?
Cheers. Fish supper, love.
Some vinegar?
I will.
Where was it? Paddy. 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 I'm sorry. Paddy. It was just supposed to be demons.
some poor mother's son, but I'm glad you met an early grave. I will never forget that little girl. I remember when they let you out of jail, thinking to myself, if there's any justice in the world, he'll meet some fate. It's too glamorous, too obvious. This is a decoy, just a decoy. These boys are building a forest to hide a tree.
Come on.
About friggin' time. Listen, Owen. Your wee detective boy's onto something. Now I need to know what it is if you still want me to find these lads.
Pardon me?
Sorry, love. Wrong number. Tell your boss I called. Prick.
Which is essential in a dish like this. One of the things people often ask me is how they can obtain more variety within the confines of relatively simple family meals. Well, to start with, you have to be prepared to be a little bit adventurous. For example...
Nice, eh?
What do you want?
Some of your old friends are being killed.
And what's that got to do with me?
I'm investigating the case. I'm here to offer you police protection. With your consent, of course.
Why would I take protection of a loyalist policeman like yourself? Truth be told, your sympathies probably lie with these lads killing people. Go and celebrate your last hurrah.
I'm here to enforce the law of the land. Even if that means protecting scum like you from a fate you deserve.
You take your moral high ground. Years spent suppressing us to preserve your way of life.
I went after anyone who broke the law. Both sides, yours and mine. But let's talk about one of yours for a minute, eh? Mortar expert. Big man. Killed a lot of policemen in their barracks. One day, he needed some jelly night, so he sent 3 young boys to collect it for him. Jelly night's not too stable. Took half the building with them. All that was left to show one poor father was a tongue.
So, we're both hard men. I can drink to that.
It's easy to set a bomb. It takes a hard man to clean up afterwards.
The lads are late.
Your man on the radio says they'll be over in 5.
Aye, he's not worth missing Celtic over.
We have a shooting at a Pierce fatal.
They're gonna kill me, Owen. They know.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not life I fear for, it's truth.
Precisely. It's tragic, isn't it? Such senseless violence. That was a world ago, on a different time.
And the innocents?
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. There's not a day goes by I don't think of those who lost their lives in the cause or because of it. And it's their memory and legacy that these modern-day killers directly attack.
Of course. Having survived such terrible things, it's no wonder you're so desperate to lead us away from them.
You know, the irony is, they only put up those barriers after his mortar attacks. I spent years trying to put a stop to his violence. These boys come and do it in a few seconds.
At great cost, though, sir.
And also, if you can check on that there. This is not a good time. Use the normal line.
You haven't been answering yourself. Only gotten your squeeze. It's tough at the top.
I'll call you later.
I have wanted to do this for years. I have been terrified that someone would seek to harm me. Now, I'm only scared that I might die before I would get to tell the truth. I have bombed and killed. And not a day goes by that I do not pray for forgiveness.
I'm not sure anymore that you're even trying to solve this thing.
Pardon?
An old shopkeeper's been killed, and just because he was an IRA bomber, you don't care. Your politics are preventing you from keeping the peace.
I lost everything I value. My politics, in my opinion, are the least of my sacrifices.
Who?
My daughter. She was everything to me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Go for a wee stroll. I'll see you later. Aye, I needed a spot of lunch and some time to think.
Is everything all right?
I don't know. I always thought I knew, but maybe I never did.
You're tired, love. You've been working too hard.
Aye. I'll keep at it. So I need out after all.
You better get on. Another pensioner and suspected IRA pipe bomber killed.
Cause of death?
Heart attack.
Clever boys. Clever boys. They knew he had built so many of these in his day. Just the sound of the detonator would be enough to kill him.
What sort of sick person would kill a man due to die in days anyway?
I considered it myself many times. He took my daughter and 12 others. Rest in peace.
How are you holding up, big man?
I wanted to kill him. So help me, I wanted.
Yeah, but you didn't.
No. A lot of good it did. He's dead anyway. He's dead.
I heard.
Still not bringing her back.
No. She's been at peace for too long to be troubled.
Why send me?
That was 20 years ago. I must look to the future, not always to the tragedies of the past. You represent Sir Aaron in my place.
What are you doing here?
I'm representing Sarah Erin, trying to show respect for your loss.
Fuck off, will you? Away with you! You work for a murderer, fine. But don't bring his flowers to our loved ones' graves.
Where the hell have you been?
Around. Same as you.
Well?
Not a thing. Checked on all the usuals.
You've never let me down before. Why now? Too much easy living?
You sound a little nervous, big man. Don't you worry. These are still my streets. For old time's sake, I'll find these clever wee lads and finish them.
Kirkweha, old friend.
Hello, sir.
How long do we know each other?
A long time, sir.
I can't believe we're here. Do you know how many cases of police harassment he's won?
Aye. He always had a lawyer and a gun handy. We'll be wanted here this time, you mark my words.
We have here a warrant to search Mr. Sullivan's home in relation to an ongoing investigation about the deaths of several prominent Republicans. The Northern Ireland Police Service has noted publicly that your client is not under suspicion in any way, and that rather we are acting preemptively out of concern for his safety.
My client welcomes your concern, but unfortunately, he's across the border in business at the moment.
Do you not have a date for Mr.
I'll get the forms through as soon as I can.
Okay. I see. No more than half an hour down here, 3 or 4 here. Looking around.
Right.
Just up there. Looking around.
Right.
Just one over here.
Okay.
Then we'll move on outside.
Outside?
Any other people you need to be provided for you to contact. You need to be provided. That's right. Go here very soon. Is that?
What do you stand for?
What's upsetting you?
I've seen the pain you caused. I always believed you, your ideals, the rest was just the past.
In war, things happen. Terrible things. Now, I don't know what sad soul has told you there was, but I stand before you willing to make it right.
How can you? When you won't accept the consequences of your own actions, you're the problem.
It's true, I've seen some terrible things. But I am unique. I connect the evilest of those on our side with the mainstream. I built a consensus that brought us peace.
And your continuing presence destroys it.
You don't understand. You're too young. You don't remember the causes.
That's true. So I don't have to let them mold the future.
Yeah? Where? Got you, you bastards.
Past is the past. Let it sleep.
A word, please, Damien.
What kept you, sir?
I had some business to attend to. Thought I'd catch you for a quiet word at the same time. Anyway, I've just heard from the big man.
Oh?
Yes. He's concerned. He says the Sir Aaron doesn't have the resources for taking action on this sort of thing anymore. He wants us to throw our weight behind our unionist detectives and by any means possible put a stop to these killings.
Well, that's just what we've been on.
It's worse. He's admitting the Ra can't handle these lads. They've met their match in the rough stuff department. And are appealing to friends they made in the police force. He's made it clear he expects these friends to deliver.
So what's the problem? We keep doing what we've been doing, except now he's asked...
No, not exactly. I didn't hold myself out of the same gutter Owen did to forever play into the hands of others. It's a new dawn. I should have smelt it earlier.
So what are we to do?
The Ra have become old men. And cringing politicians turn so legitimate they can't defend their own lives. We may help them. But they're in no position to call in a favor. And may never be again. We help James. He could seem we're pushing him through. When he finds this new force of his, and he will, we let them finish the job they started. They get their revenge and go home happy. And as we embrace a new Belfast without an IRA, we shall be left with those left standing.
Sacrament most holy, O sacrament divine, all praise and all thanksgiving be every moment thine. Through him, with him, in the unity of the Holy Spirit, all praise and honor are yours, Almighty Father, forever and ever.
Sorry, lads. A wee bit lost. Is there a petrol station near here?
I knew you'd come. But what does it matter now? You've lost. You're the last of the loyalist scum, and no one wants you. You flatter yourselves that you came about the innocent victims, but you didn't. You came because you've lost your colony, and now it's time for you to go home. But home doesn't want you either. You're the bastard sons of a fallen empire. With so much blood on your hands, you're just looking for someone to blame. Someone who resisted and won. Do whatever you want to me, you fuckers. More will rise in my place. We'll drive you into the sea. You fucking Protestant, loyalists, murderers, rapists of Irish sovereignty.
I'm a Catholic Irishman from Newry. I came about my family. My father was a good nationalist. He believed in the United Irish Republic. He was never a rich man. He ran a small petrol station near the border. Then one day, your thugs came by to buy it at a knockdown price. They explained it was needed for fundraising as part of your IRA smuggling empire. My father replied it was his living, and he couldn't support my family without it. Well, your lads were a little more heavy-handed then than they are today. At the end of the month, his mutilated body was found in a river on your farm. The property somehow got redeeded. My mother was never the same. A month later, she died of grief, leaving me and my brothers and sisters orphaned. Now, at the time, the IRA were trying to show a heavy disciplinary hand, so no one would take us in. In the end, they put us all up for adoption, separately. I was sent to Belfast. All my siblings went to England. I've been trying to trace them ever since, but the documentation was all lost or obscured during the Troubles. I lost my whole family. Not surprisingly, I sat out the rest of the Troubles. I wanted an Ireland free for all men. Neither of yous wanted that. So I'm going to give you a chance to defend yourself with your favorite weapon. Of course, they won't hold me down the way they did my father. And I'll have one as well. He's dead. Enough.
James, so sorry not to have caught you earlier. Saved you a trip. Wonderful news. I managed to fast-track your retirement claim. You're going to be clear of all this rot.
Sir, about the case.
Don't worry about that at all. I've had Damien here pick up all your files on it. You won't have to think about any of these dreadful things anymore. You'll be at peace.
But, sir, I found the killers. I know who they are.
Leave it, James. You can do no more good here.
Take care now, sir.
You can keep the rest.
Okay, man. It's aggravating, isn't it? Running from one threat to another. Reminds me of the night you and our heroic First Minister drove car bombs all over the city. Don't worry. I'll get himself. Clean sweep.
Who the hell are you?
Question is, who I should have been. I should have been free to raise my wee boy without your legacy of violence and lies. I want him to grow up and not know your version of right and wrong. Someone always has to buy the last round.
this evening's Sur Erin Ardèche, rioting has broken out in several areas where loyalist communities abut the police cordon. Sur Erin's president and the First Minister of Northern Ireland, who will be delivering the main speech tonight, has called for...
Not so long ago, I believe.
Owen, they're going to kill you. Don't go out there. For once. Listen. Owen? Owen?
This is my city. A world of my own making.
Scheduled broadcast to bring you very important breaking news. We can now confirm that while addressing tonight's Sur Erin Ardèche in Belfast, the First Minister of Northern Ireland, Owen McKenna, has been shot.
Do you not want to hear what happened, love?
I already know.
Ah, Inspector.
Ah.
How's your retirement gone? It's been 2 months already, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to have flown by.
There you go, sir.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Is violence ever justified? You've seen enough to know that it's not. You've heard my story, and I'm grateful for your silence, which I'll take as sympathy. But maybe there's a better explanation of why we did what we did. My friend once explained to me that he'd had a wee boy, and it changed his life. All he wanted was a peaceful world for his son. He would pay any price for that. But one day a politician was being driven through their street. His wee son asked,
"Who's that there?"
This man used to kill people, but he doesn't anymore.
Did he go to jail?
No. We wanted it all to end, so we ones like you could grow up safe. Huh?
And his reply shocked himself. He told me afterwards that at that moment he realized he would rather live in a world where every misfiring car sent him diving to cover his son from a bomb blast, than in a world of peace where his son couldn't distinguish between right and wrong. I happen to agree with him, from more bitter personal experience. So with an eye on the future, we decided to bury the past. Not in silence, but in justice. To let it sleep. Sláinte.
We're going for a walk, dear. See a new day born.
Where Atlantic tides, cliffs collide with an island here. Where seagulls cry, tears once filled so many starving eyes. There's a message, been here 1,000 years. 1,000 years and more. It's been spoken round every hill and ground, every shore to shore. lighthouse pierces the darkness of the night. Let your work.
And on this historic day, as the first Ulster TDs take their seats in Dáil Éireann, we can all welcome in a new world, a united Ireland, whole and at peace, a dream several hundred years in the making.
It's been spoken round every hill and ground, every shore to shore. And God save Ireland once again. Send your peace into every heart of this land. God save Ireland once again. Pour out your spirit, Lord, on every woman, every man. Where ancient sign valleys rang with your praise, a new generation worships, arms to heaven raised. They sing a message here, 1,000 years and more. It's been spoken round every hill and ground, every shore to shore. And God save Ireland once again. Send your peace into every heart of this land. God save Ireland once again. Pour out your spirit, Lord, into every woman, every man. God save Ireland once again. Send your peace into every heart of this land. And God save Ireland once again. Pour out your spirit, Lord, on every woman, on every